Well, hello everyone. This is Vern's talk show, and I try to have it on maybe every week and get some guests here. I got some here today, and you can introduce yourselves, where you're from.
Okay. My name's Carla Blinker, and I am the administrator from Arbor View Court and Arborwood Lodge Assisted Living in Wisconsin Rapids.
My name is Brittany Philippi. I am the director at the Lodge at Whispering Pines in Plover, and I'm also going to be speaking for Whispering Pines in Plover as well.
Okay, and then that other one that isn't coming, you're going to talk
Yes.
about them
Yep.
too, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, now, what you got to offer for people?
Well, we have a campus style living environment for the assisted living. We have 2 buildings right now. We have a third one under construction that it does not have a opening date as of now. We offer independent living, assisted
Okay.
living, and dependent living. Our goal in our environment is when a person moves into our facility is that they are able to live with us through the end of life, regardless of what their care needs may be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At Arborwood Lodge, we have 36 rooms that are studio apartments, 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom.
Mhm.
And they offer 24-hour staff. We provide all the meals, and it is licensed under the state of Wisconsin as an RCAC, and an RCAC is a residential care apartment complex. Arbor View Court is more, we specialize in Alzheimer's and dementia care,
Oh, okay.
and we also serve those with cognitive impairments. And that could range anything from a brain injury, from a fall, car accident. We have had residents with ALS. We have had residents with MS. We have had Down syndrome residents. We do specialize in all cognitive impairments. It does
Okay.
not matter on the age. However, we do gear it towards the elderly, but we do have some younger residents living with us. And our goal is to keep them out of a nursing home.
Yeah, a lot of them, they don't want to go to a nursing home.
Right.
do they? And my next question is, they can be there to a certain amount of time, or they can leave when they're all right to go out, or?
Yes, we do offer respite stays. So if a person takes care of their parents or an individual in their home and they need a break, or they go on vacation or are having surgery, we can do a respite stay anywhere from 2 to 28 days.
Oh.
Otherwise, most of our residents are long-term. But we do take emergency admissions. And we have had people leave and go home that have gotten better. Yes.
Yeah, and then a certain amount of time or whatever. Well, I shouldn't say certain amount of time, but when they're, before their time is up, then they can leave if they're able to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well,
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And yes, and residents are free to come and go. Not so much at Arbor View because we do have, because of the residents we serve. But they are free to come and go. We have residents
sure.
that have their own cars, that still drive, do their own shopping. But yes,
Oh,
yes,
Mhm.
yep. And sometimes we have residents that only stay with us 6 months and they go into
Yeah,
Arizona for
yeah.
6 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's up to the individual, but we try to meet the needs of every individual and what they need.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And Arborview Court is, because we do specialize in dementia care, we are a secured facility, so we are not locked, because legally we can't be locked. But what it is called is delayed egress. So everybody has to enter a code to come in and out of the facility.
Oh, yeah.
And that keeps our residents safe from eloping, wandering off,
Oh, sure.
because those things do happen.
Yeah. Well, I know you got locks on the doors so they can't get out.
Yes, yep.
And is that for all you got for assisted living?
We have the delayed egress at Arborview Court and Whispering Pines and Plover because they are very similar with their residents that they serve, and not at Arborwood. Arborwood is pretty independent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Arborwood, most of those residents come and go,
Oh, sure.
keep to themselves. We have a very high activity program.
Oh, sure.
We have the trolley. Have you seen it's green and red. It looks like a cable car.
I think we did last time we was there. I think we seen some.
So we do take our residents out. We go at least once a week somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
We come here to the community theater.
Oh, yeah.
We
Yeah.
do all kinds of things,
Oh, sure.
regardless of what their mindset may be. You're never too old to go have fun.
Yeah, right. Even at an older age, I mean, you know, they enjoy that. You know, maybe something they never did before, or
Yeah.
when they was on the outside or whatever. You know, some they was farmers, whatever. You know, they didn't get to go too much. And now when they get in there, they can go if somebody takes them out. Is that right?
Yes.
And you know, they sign them out really. You know, they just don't take them out.
Right, yes, they
Right,
do
yeah.
have to sign them out at Arborview, yes, and at Whispering Pines.
Oh, sure.
And Arborview is licensed by the state as a CBRF, which
okay.
is a community-based residential facility. And our rules and regulations are a lot more strict than the RCAC
Oh, okay.
when it comes to legalities.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, you got a good thing going there. I mean, you know, that's what they're there for. They can take care of.
Yes, yes.
And I know you have entertainment there for them.
Yes, we do. Yeah. We usually have music come in at least once a week or every
yeah.
other
Oh,
week.
sure.
Yes. We do try to provide services to our residents, especially those that suffer from diagnoses such as Alzheimer's, dementia,
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
because they can't, it's not easy for them to leave and go out to a doctor or a dentist.
Do you take them then to the...
Actually, we bring them in. We have a doctor that makes
okay.
we have a doctor that
Okay.
makes weekly visits. We have full vision service at our facility, so glaucoma, cataracts,
Oh, sure.
all those things can be done. We have a podiatrist that comes in and does podiatry services.
Oh, that's good.
We have a beautician. In all of our buildings, we have a beautician, so the ladies can get their hair done weekly. Men can get their hair cut.
Oh, sure.
We have church services. We have, in Wisconsin Rapids, we have a Catholic service every
Sure.
Tuesday,
Oh, yeah.
a Lutheran service once a month, and then a non-denominational service every Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Is that for everybody?
that is for everybody, yes.
Okay.
And we do provide the medical aspect of things, but in our facility, we really try to focus on the social community aspect of
Okay.
things,
Sure.
because it is their home.
Well, yeah, it's, they're there to stay until, that's it, but, and I know I've been in several homes and that, and some of them, they get taken care of pretty good, and then some of them are not.
That is true.
And I'm not saying yours, but like I say, I've been in a lot of them, and I'm not really, really satisfied with them. And they probably do their best, I suppose, And I know it's a grind. I mean, you're there 8 hours a day, and you're serving these people. I mean, it kind of probably gets to you a little bit too,
Well,
It takes a special kind of person.
Right, that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. I mean, everybody can't do this. I mean,
That
you know
is
this,
true.
You know this yourself. I don't know, like I say, it's gotta be born in you or whatever. You gotta like people.
yes.
You
Yes.
really gotta like them, like I do. I like everybody. I mean, and that's why I get along so good.
That is true. You
And I know when I get there, I kick up my heels.
yes, yep,
No,
yep.
No, that's, no,
But you do bring up a very good point. We are governed under the state. Nursing homes are federally governed,
sure.
but we are not. We are governed under the state. And we do have state inspections.
Oh, sure.
We, in Wisconsin Rapids, we have been citation free in our facilities. I think Brittany can say the same in Plover. We do take pride in our employees. We are very fortunate. We are locally owned, so we are not a big corporation. Our owner lives in Stevens Point, and he is on site all the time.
Oh, yeah.
He's very involved.
Well, that's good.
And and we're very fortunate to work for a company that understands that aspect of things. He allows us to take time off. Vacation time is better than most places. And we really try to encourage our staff to take time off
Oh, sure.
so they don't get burned out and they
Right.
don't have, because that is very true. It some days can be very frustrating. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, it can be a job. Now, let me tell you, I know when I'm there, I watch around on that, and boy, that's no easy work. I don't think it is. I mean, it takes someone special. I mean, to do this. It really does.
Yes.
And a lot of them, they think, well, I can fit in there really good. Well, I probably can, but I mean, it gets to a point where you gotta take time off.
Yes.
I mean, even with you, I mean, you gotta take time off too,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
kind of get away from them, and get refreshed again and then come back.
Yep. That is very true.
Oh,
Very,
yeah.
very
Oh,
true.
yeah. I know all about that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and, 'cause some employees will work numerous hours overtime and, just kind of
Oh, sure.
step back, take break.
Oh, yeah.
But we, like I said, we're very fortunate to have work for the company we work for.
Oh,
He
sure.
really is very involved in the community and as well as the residents and employees. He really does treat us well.
And he allows us to provide the care to the tenants that they deserve.
Well, that's
I
good.
mean, he really goes out of his way to make sure that people are taken care of.
Yeah. Well, some is cut out for it, and some isn't. I mean, it's you gotta like people really, to take care of them.
Yes, yes.
And,
I've been in this business for 18 years, running a long-term care facility. And I don't have a healthcare background by nature. I have a business background. And it's just something I fell into and I love, and I've never gone back.
Yeah, well, that's good, you know. Take some interest in it. That's what you should do, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And, hey, you got anything to say, or? I know
I'm
you can't,
just
a little
listening.
quiet here.
Yeah, just listening.
Well,
Gotta get you
another very, the company we work for truly believes in promoting employees.
Oh, sure.
When I started at Arborview Court, I came shortly after the building opened, which was in October of 2010. And Brittany was a CNA at the time,
Oh,
and she was one of the very first employees there.
oh, yeah.
And she has worked her way up. She went from a CNA, and then she became the Director of Resident Services.
Okay.
And now she has her own building in Plover, and she runs the building in Plover.
Oh,
And so
okay.
Brittany can tell you a little bit about Plover facility.
Yes, yes, and that chain of working your way up too. Another great thing about this company is a lot of actually, the majority of our directors, our DRSs, people in management, some of our nurses were CNAs, and after they got their license, moved up into management roles. It's an absolutely fantastic company to work for as an employee because you have opportunities to grow. There's always a next step, and our company is still growing. There's a lot of opportunities within the future
Yeah.
to grow.
Well, yeah.
As far as Plover goes, we kind of have the same setup. We have the RCAC and we have the CBRF.
Oh.
I'm in charge of the RCAC. Our care is very broad. We have some tenants that have their own vehicles. They drive everywhere. They do their own shopping. Really only there to utilize meals, housekeeping, laundry. And then we also have a completely opposite side. We have tenants that are very dependent, need help doing everything from getting their shoes tied to getting dressed or bathed. And then Whispering Pines is the CBRF, and they're like Arborview Court. They also do have some tenants that are more physically dependent. They might not have as high of a level as impairment, mental impairment, but maybe they're just physically incapable. So they can provide the lifts, the Hoyers, the easy stands, things that those type of individuals, people that maybe have had strokes or paralysis, they can really assist them in that type of work, in that type of care that they might need without having to go to a nursing home.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
And, the cost of assisted living is half the cost of a nursing home.
Right.
So that is our goal, to keep residents out of a nursing home.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that there are options out there besides nursing home for therapies and rehab and things like that. And we do have a contracted therapy company that is right in our facility.
Oh,
And they do occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy. They will work with individuals. Even those with Alzheimer's and dementia, they work very, very well with them.
And sometimes up to 5 times a week. We have several tenants that are enrolled in a very rigorous activity program, therapy program.
they come in the facility to do it, right?
Yes,
They're
yep, and they
based
actually
there.
have a therapy room set up in the facility.
Okay, okay.
Not at Arborview, but at Arborwood, Arborwood Lodge, and over at the
lodge.
lodge at Whispering Pines.
Oh, sure.
And, but I got a couple pictures of our facility.
Oh, sure.
This one, I'll let you.
Yep.
So this here, this is what our facility looks like. We are located off Whitrock Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids, on the south side of town, kind of by Walmart. And we have 2 buildings that look like this. This is the outside.
Sure.
And then at Arbor View, our rooms are studio rooms, and they have a little kitchenette area in them. The RCACs have kitchenettes as well. And it kind of gives you an idea of what the building looks like on the inside.
Oh, sure.
And then we also have courtyards because residents with dementia do tend to wander out. And so they do have the enclosed courtyards for safety so they can go enjoy the outdoors without
Oh, sure.
being lost. And so we got, I brought a couple pictures to show of what the facility looks like. And we have a website, lifeathelodge.com, and all 4 buildings and all of our services are on our website too. And I know you've been to all 4 of them playing music for
I've
us.
been to quite a few of them, yeah. But you can leave the people know where they are, what's the name of the place.
Yes,
So
yeah,
they can, if they go there, they can, come in there and talk to you, whatever.
Yep.
yes.
I mean, maybe somebody wants to go get in there. Have you got room for somebody to get in there now, or?
Oh, we do have open room right now, yes. Yeah, and in our environment, those things are always changing because, we do deal with the elderly.
Oh, sure.
So the room census can change week to week. There's only one person that knows the answer when someone is going to leave us. And, but yes, we are 24/7. I mean, somebody is always in our facility. We provide 24-hour care and supervision, and somebody is always there. And people are free to come in and take a tour anytime. Anytime, whether it's in the evening or on a weekend. Absolutely. And we encourage that. We encourage our families. We encourage that because social atmosphere is so important to people.
Okay.
When residents are at home, most residents that elderly live at home and they sit in front of the TV or they just sit in a chair all day. They don't ever go anywhere. They don't talk to anybody. Rarely do they take their medications right. They don't eat properly. And in our environments, there is the privacy of your own room. So if you want to be alone, you're alone, but yet somebody is right down the hall to help you if you fall or if you have a headache and need some Tylenol, or if they're not feeling well, somebody's there. We have nurses, RNs on staff.
Sure.
And we have a nurse that is available to our staff 24/7, no matter what. So if they have questions, somebody has a fall and they have a question on what to do or how to treat something, they have the nurse to call for backup. We are also a training site for the mid-state students. So we get a lot of mid-state students in our facilities. We are very lucky to be part of that program. A lot of facilities are not able to have students in their facilities because they have citations. Well, we don't, so we are very lucky. And it also gives our residents and tenants that extra TLC care, having the extra help.
Do they have a lot of younger people come in there to get a job, or?
Well, by law, our caregivers have to be 18.
Okay.
We do hire high school students in the kitchen and in our activity area, but our caregivers have to be 18.
Oh, yeah.
That's law, even though that is changing, because there is a serious shortage of healthcare workers right
yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Finding good quality employees is
sure.
very difficult.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, like giving out medicine, you gotta have a regular nurse for that, right?
No,
No? Oh, you don't?
no, our med techs are certified. They go
Oh,
through
okay.
a actual class. They have to go through a training class, and then they are trained, and then once they're certified and pass the trainings with the nurse, then they are able to pass meds. They do not need to be a nurse.
Oh, okay, I was just wondering, you
Yep.
know, if they maybe had to be a nurse to,
Yep.
The nurse oversees they have a checkoff. So the nurse oversees all of their practices, make sure they do properly
yeah.
administer medications, insulins, things of that nature.
And they review everything for
sure.
accuracy and absolutely.
And it's a class we actually offer. Our nurses are all trained to do that class. We can send our employees directly through that class. So they don't have to go off campus or off site to get that training. We can actually do it individually for each
oh, I
employee.
see, yeah.
And our everyday care staff, majority are CNAs, but it is not a requirement to be a CNA to work in our atmosphere. We do all our own training, and we actually do a lot of training. I mean, it is an ongoing thing that we do, past, present, myself included. I mean, we are constantly doing continuing education for our employees. We send in our supervisors, leads, directors to a lot of seminars at Mid-State or the state when they have them. And there's a lot of training that we do with our employees to keep everybody in the loop.
You gotta have it in you. If you wanna do that kind of work, you know, you just can't do it a couple of days or a day and then forget about it. I mean, that's been their lifetime, you know, working, you know, to stay there, you know, and work. And I know when I'm there, I watch around, you know, and they keep themselves pretty busy, you know. One wants this, the other one said whatever it is, I don't know, I don't care, but, you know, that's just the way it goes in a place like that.
Oh yes, we're busy.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. To
Never a
me,
dull moment.
To me, it takes a certain a person to do this.
That is true. We
I
have
mean, you know, anybody can't do this.
Right.
no.
I don't think so.
Well, Brittany's been doing this. How long have you been doing this?
Almost 10 years.
And she started when she was 16.
Oh yeah.
It's not to tell you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you got your life into it. I mean,
Absolutely.
You know, and that's what I'm talking about. You got to have it in you to do
Yes, yes, that is very true.
Because I know when I walk into a place like that, boy, I tell you, I can sense a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, and that, and boy, I tell you, you do a lot of waking up.
Yeah. Oh yes.
You betcha, because every person there is different.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yes.
you got to treat them different. You can't treat one the same as the other one. You know, you can't do that. I don't think.
No, we do assess all our residents, and we do care plans
Oh,
to
sure.
meet their individual needs.
Oh,
So, and like you said, everybody is different, and
Yeah, they are.
those care plans are designed
Mhm.
to each resident specific.
Mhm.
So yes.
And like entertainment, do you have a lot of entertainment there for the people? You know, like music or
Yes.
whatever. I mean, you have different music. I know I'm old time music, you know, but you got country western music or whatever. I mean, which is good. I'm not knocking it down or anything. I like country western music.
Yeah.
I just don't play it. I got into this polka business
Yep.
for 53, 54 years already.
Mm-hmm.
And
Everybody loves
I
polkas.
guess
Yeah.
I can't kick the habit, I guess.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you're good at it. Yeah.
No.
You know, well, I've been playing my instruments for so long, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's getting to a point now where my arms can't take it. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just gotta leave them go.
Well,
you
those
know.
accordions are heavy.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I played the quarterbox when I was younger, and they're around 62 pounds.
Yeah.
And I tell you, well, they got everything in them. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you can push any button you want. You get any sound you want, organ,
Yeah.
whatever you want. They're a beautiful instrument now, let me tell you. I know I played them. Boy, I tell you, I was going to buy one, and I thought, oh, you know, I'm going to get older, and you're not going to be lifting them. You know, they're heavy.
Mm-hmm. But yes, we do have entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
We have you, and we have all different kinds of music. We even have Elvis come.
Yeah.
Oh,
Square
oh,
dancers
yes.
come and dance
Oh,
with
yeah.
the tenants.
That's
and-
what they like. I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, sure.
And we also have grade school students come in and do choir concerts.
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln High School band has come over.
Oh, sure.
They have a string, woodwind and string I don't know what
I
that's
don't
called.
know. No.
They have a special
sure.
band group that comes. We have daycares come in. I mean, we try to broaden
Yeah.
all areas. Yes.
Young kids that come and read to
Yes.
the tenants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
And that's amazing to watch that interaction between
Oh,
those little tots and the
yes.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have little kids come in and entertain? You know, school age.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, you know, some of the, I don't really know what they do in school, but, you know, if they learn something or whatever, instrument or whatever, I mean, you know, some of them can play pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of our employees will bring their children in,
Oh, yeah.
and because our employees aren't just employees, they're part of our family, and we like to think as one big family.
One big family, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we encourage our employees to bring their children in, see Santa at Christmas, the Easter Bunny at Easter, events that we have in the facility,
sure.
cookouts, parties,
Crafts.
and our residents and tenants love it. And we're also very pet friendly. I'm very lucky. I bring my dog to work with me every day.
Oh, sure.
And our residents bring in, their families can bring pets in. We allow pets to live in our facility as long as the individual can take care of them.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, pet therapy, children, all those things are so important.
Well, they're important to the ones that's living there. I mean, you know, they you know, kind of raised up with that, you know, like on farms and that. And I know I was raised up on a farm, and so was my wife. And it's a good education, really.
Absolutely.
You know, and,
Yep.
but now it's gone out mostly, you know. And well, I still go for the farmers. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, and that's something our CEO is has a big farm
Yeah.
in Plover. They have a huge farm,
Oh,
her
sure.
and her husband, and that's one thing, you know, we do hay rides. We take our residents, even we've gone out to some of the local cranberry marshes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
On the trolley, we've taken rides out there and
yeah.
let the residents see, you know, especially at harvest time, and they just sit and watch, and
Yeah, they enjoy it.
and sometimes, like if we know a resident has a homestead, we'll go out and
Oh, sure.
drive by, or
Sure.
you know, absolutely, yep, and
Sure.
yes, and we have, you know, we try to incorporate that into our activity program.
Oh, sure.
Our activity directors really do mix things up, so it's not just bingo every day. You know, we have planting boxes. They do plants. They do
Vegetables.
all
Yeah,
kinds of
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
A lot of our vegetables that we grow, we actually use directly in our kitchen
Oh,
to prepare food. So it's very rewarding for our tenants because a lot of them used to have large gardens, and that's how
Yeah.
what they
Oh,
used to
sure.
use as a source of food. So it's rewarding for them to know that something they cared for and grew, that they're now eating
Oh,
and
sure.
able
Yeah.
to use.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of people that come and visit these people. You know, they probably bring some stuff in.
Oh,
From
absolutely.
the garden or that, you know,
Mhm,
and they're proud of it. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't care. It always tastes better.
Oh yeah.
Fresh,
I
Yes.
mean, you know, it's,
Yep.
it's fresh fruit. I tell you, you can't beat it.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm used to fresh fruit because it was on a farm, you know, and we grow our own all the time, you know. You get used to it. You can't kick the habit. I mean,
Yeah.
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 it's just the way
yeah.
it goes. And I know a lot of them that's there in your home there is the same way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I can study them up pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Mm-hmm.
That is
I
true.
know when I'm there for Santa Claus, I mean, you know, I talk to people and that, and you learn a lot just by their
Absolutely.
actions or whatever. You learn quite a bit about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know I do. You know, that's why I enjoy coming there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we enjoy having you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And,
It is a
I
pleasure.
hope I got many more years to come yet. I mean,
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not going to give up. There's no way. I mean, you know, I just keep right on it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
You know,
right. That's what.
and I got other things that I do too. You know, and well, like this year, you know, I come down here and interview people. You know, which I didn't before. You know, but I enjoy.
Yes.
Enjoy talking to you.
Right. And like you said, you know, you gotta enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy
Oh,
it,
yeah.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on what you like to do. You know, if you like to go what you're doing, taking care of people, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need many more of them, really. You know, and I know I can say a lot, but I won't. You know, I won't bring it up here. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's.
Yep.
But I mean, I look for the good parts.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Looking good for the people. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's in the
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people, I'll tell you. The business I'm in, I see a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, you know, they kind of shy away from you, but
Yeah.
I kind of go after them a little bit and talk to them, and then they're all right. I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I did this all my life.
Yeah.
I tell you, you know, been in this, been in that. I got my own, like I say, own poker show on TV here twice a week.
Yeah. Yep.
And I know when I come to the homes and that, they say, well, we seen you the other day on TV.
Uh-huh.
And it really builds me up. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that you can do that, you know, and other people, they like it.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know, I know a lot of people, they're not for old time, but some of them are. I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they each got their choice of music. I mean, you know, if they want country western music, fine. I like it myself. And this country jam they got here in Rapids, that's good music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I listen to that once in a while, you know.
Yep.
It's good.
Yep. It's always good to have a variety.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, well, the people you got there, you know, they're not all for the same type of music or whatever. I mean, you know, they're different, you know.
And it's also proven that music is a good therapy.
Right.
I
It
mean,
is. It is.
especially when you're
It is.
dealing with behaviors, with dementia related. Music is a proven therapy, and the music and memory program we are part of,
Sure.
and we do have music downloaded on iPods, so residents can wear headphones if they're behavioral,
sure. Yeah.
and it really does. Not all residents, but some residents, it's very beneficial. And we have all genres on there. You know, if they like polka, we have it the polka, we have the country, some like, just modern music, but
Sure.
music is a huge part
Oh, yeah.
of our business,
For some-
absolutely.
For some people, it is very
Yep.
big. I tell
Yep.
ya.
And
You
that's,
don't say nothing against music to them, 'cause boy, they'll tell you right out.
Yep, yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
And that, they got that right. I mean, you know,
Yep.
to voice your opinion.
yes, yep.
Mhm.
We, that's why we have music come in so often. I mean,
Right.
it's important. It is very important. And I think another important thing too is Brittany and I are both from the area. We,
sure.
We grew up here.
Well,
I grew up in Port Edwards,
Oh,
went
yeah.
to
Oh,
school
sure.
locally. I live in Rapids now. Brittany
Lives in Port.
lives in Port Edwards.
Oh, okay.
Yep, yep. And most of our management team is all from the local. Grew up in the area,
Oh, sure.
which is nice.
That makes it better too, you know. It's, someone that's from out of town, maybe they're good too. I mean, you know, I'm not condemning or nothing.
Yeah.
Because I in my business, I meet a lot of people. And, you know, and they're mostly all good. They talk good to you. You know,
Yes.
that's what you need.
Yeah.
More of this. I mean, you know, get along. Because fighting one another isn't gonna,
No,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
ain't gonna work out.
I know
And
it.
for the work that you're doing there, I'm glad that you know, do it, that the people, they like it.
Yeah.
And I always put my foot forward.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if there's anything I can do to help you, I mean, when I'm there, hey, don't be afraid to ask.
Well, we appreciate you having us.
Yes. Thank
This
you.
is very nice,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't talk about our facilities enough, I guess. You know, I mean, it's
Oh.
not something that we normally do,
Okay.
but we, I think Brittany and I both really enjoy our jobs, and that really makes a big
Oh,
difference.
Sure. Oh, yeah, it does.
And I think that carries over into our employees. Because if I'm in a bad mood, my employees are in a bad mood. But we really do have a quality, caring staff all the way around.
Yeah.
You get a bad apple once in a while,
Oh, yeah.
but
Yeah.
for the most part, they do enjoy it, and our long-term full-time employees have been with us,
Years.
years. And that says a lot too.
Oh, sure.
And it's nice having all the differences. I mean, we do have farmers and we have business people and we have,
imagine.
I mean, we have all levels, and we offer, we do accept Medicaid. So we do have some residents on Medicaid. We also accept insurance, long-term care insurance. That is more the baby boomers have, a
Oh,
lot
sure.
of baby boomers have long-term care insurance, which they're
Oh, sure.
starting to,
Sure.
I mean, we're starting to get baby boomers in,
Right, sure.
and so, there are a lot, otherwise, mostly living in assisted living is an out-of-pocket cost
Oh, yeah.
if you don't have insurance or
Sure.
under a Medicaid program. Unlike a nursing home, which is federal, so that is
sure.
Medicare,
Oh, yeah.
but we do not accept Medicare.
But the care's different.
The
there.
care is different, yes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, where in a nursing home, it's more, a nursing home is very, nursing home.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's,
Right.
it serves a
Specific care.
specific, and like our environments, we try to make it home atmosphere.
Mhm.
We try to, we offer all the medical things, but we really don't focus on the medical aspect
sure.
of things. We try to focus, like I said, on the social part of things.
Yep.
And all of our food we have dietary staff, so we make all our food on site. We don't have anything brought in. And I mean, and most of our cooks make everything homemade. They really do phenomenal jobs
Yep.
cooking for 50 people plus
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And they really do a fantastic job at meeting the needs of specific tenants. Some individuals
sure.
have to have pureed food or soft mechanical or maybe special diets. And, other than like a G-tube or something like that. But they really do a good job at knowing which tenants have to have specific types of foods or
Yeah.
diets or accommodating to gluten-free or lactose-free. I think that our
Diabetics.
they go above and beyond.
Diabetics, they gotta have different too.
Yeah.
I'm a diabetic myself,
Yep.
Yep.
and I know what that is.
Yeah.
Boy, I got it bad. I mean, and
Yeah.
I'm happy. I mean, I feel good.
Yeah.
Do what the doctor tells me. Take 4 shots a day. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's something we do for a lot of our residents too. We can do insulin injections. We can
sure.
do
got pill form of
pill form. We can do treatments, breathing treatments, oxygen treatments. Help me out here.
Pretty much anything other than a skilled, like wound packing or vax or
sure.
those things that you need a nurse for. But other than that, we can do
Yep,
pretty much anything.
Oh yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
it's good that you got somebody that can do all that stuff.
Yes, and we like to raise the awareness because a lot of people that reside in a nursing home don't belong in a nursing home, and the quality of life in assisted living environment is so much. There's just a better quality of life.
Yeah. And one thing we offer as a company are the different types of buildings. So
sure.
if maybe you are independent and you go into Arbor Wood and you're an independent individual, but as you age in place, you might require some assistance or more care than they can provide. So one thing as a company that we can provide is the transition
sure.
while staying within the company from the RCAC setting to the CBRF or vice versa.
Oh, yeah.
And our residents and tenants that live in our, like at Arbor Wood, where it's more independent living, have priority over someone off the street. So if somebody lives at Arbor Wood or the RCAC and they have a stroke or they fall and break a hip,
Or elope.
they can move over into our building, and they have top priority. And that is the whole purpose of the campus, is the independent to the assisted to the dependent, without ever having to leave and and that's a peace of mind for a lot of families, knowing that 6 months from now or a year or two down the road, they're not going to get a call and be told that they have to move mom somewhere else.
Yeah.
We offer everything on our campuses.
Yep.
And yeah, that's a very good point.
It's hard for an individual, that you gotta take care of and that, and I know this to be a fact, that they like home better because they've been there for a long time, and they go into assisted living or that, it's different.
Right.
I mean, and they go through the same procedures probably, but it ain't like their own.
Yes,
Right.
there's no place like home.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
There's no place like home, but when sometimes being at home is no longer an option.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for anyone that has an elderly parent or someone that they look after is when you need to make that determination is when it becomes unsafe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I always tell families, especially, we always try to be proactive instead of reactive.
Well, yeah.
So before that bad fall happens, or before they
Mhm.
wander off and get lost,
Mhm.
start looking, start
Sure.
exhausting options, and figure out placement before you might maybe
Well, sure.
pick a facility that you wouldn't otherwise because it's now an emergency.
Well, yeah.
So always try to do it prior to that emergency.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we see where a spouse is taking care of the other spouse at
Right.
home,
Right.
and it's the caretaker that gets worn down and passes before the person with Alzheimer's because
Right.
they don't take care of themselves.
Right.
And that's and that's important for people to know, when
Mhm.
when
sure.
when
Which is also another thing I come in contact with a lot is if a caretaker maybe has a stroke or
Well, yeah.
has something
Can
happen to
happen,
them. Now we're looking at two people, so and again trying to be proactive and doing things before it's an
But,
emergency.
what I see at a nursing home, whatever, you go in there a lot, and these people that's in wheelchairs and that, they pick you. I mean, they know what they want, and they want you to wheel. Because I run against a fella there, I ain't gonna mention no names, and the nurse was gonna wheel him in the wheelchair. Oh boy, he said, "You don't touch that."
yeah.
Pointed over to me, he said, "You come and wheel me."
Oh yes.
Oh yes, I tell you, and we was good friends. I mean, and we got to his room, and then he wanted me to put him to bed. I says, "I can't do that."
Oh yeah.
If something happens or that, then, oh, he said, "You can do it, you can do it." He said, "You're strong enough." I said, "I know, but, and then he went and he stood up, well, then I had to take a hold of him, otherwise he'd fall.
Oh
Right,
sure.
yeah.
Sure.
So then I just sat him on the bed, and took his feet and put him up into the bed, what could I do?
Right.
I mean, and I like to help people, but sometimes you just can't.
Right.
Because you don't know where to touch them or whatever.
Right.
If you touch them on their legs or that, they'll holler, or their arms or whatever. I know all about that, and
Yeah.
I know I fed a lot of people in nursing homes, and they enjoyed it, and they said I couldn't do that anymore, so I said, okay.
Oh yeah, we have volunteers that come in and help
Yeah.
feed residents at
Yeah.
meal times.
Yeah.
It is a joy. I would never ever tell someone to leave my facility unless they were being unruly.
Well, yeah. Well,
But
sure.
the more help we have and volunteers, it's
Just better we can serve them. Really.
absolutely,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Serve them as the best you can,
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yep. And we really look for volunteers. And like Brittany said, it could be something simple as just reading a book to the residents or child or whatnot.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a job.
Yes. Yes.
Takes a special person to do this,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
because everybody's different.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk to them, well, you talk to, like me, you talk to somebody else is different.
yes.
I mean, a lot
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yep.
And especially with dementia and Alzheimer's,
Well, yeah.
by hour it could be different. The way you approached me an hour ago could be different than now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a always changing job.
Yes.
Well, I don't care, it takes a special person to do this. And you seem like you're special to these people. Yeah, I know you're special to me.
Yeah.
I do, and glad to have you here, talking to you, I really enjoy it.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
And,
I agree. I agree with you 100%. It is not a job for everybody.
No, it isn't. I mean, they think they can, okay, we got 5 minutes yet.
Okay.
And But, I mean, you know, it's, like I say, it takes a kind of a special person to do this. Because everybody there isn't the same.
Right.
You know, when you talk to this one, you know, they talk different what the other one would talk to. And if you talk to the ladies, God, they're different.
Yes,
I mean, you know,
absolutely.
They talk about different things, you know, than a man does. I mean, you know,
Yes.
I found that out.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know when I was feeding that one in the nursing home there, she was such a doll. Like, I mean, you know, oh God, yeah, I fed her, you know, oh God, she like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, you know, and she's still living today yet. This has been about what, 18 years ago,
Wow.
and she's still living. She's in a wheelchair. She's still living.
Yeah.
And, every time she sees me, she got a big smile on her face. I mean, you know,
You right?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
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 yeah.
I like that,
And
yeah.
most residents live in the past.
Oh yeah.
And we do a lot of reminiscing,
Oh sure.
but
Okay, you got anything to wind up with this now, or what you want people to know about?
no, but if anybody needs questions or
A tour.
a tour or
Oh, sure.
anything regarding assisted living, by all means, contact us. Arbor View Court, Arborwood Lodge, Whispering Pines, and the lodge at Whispering Pines.
Yep.
Oh sure.
And we're very involved here at the ADRC. We do a lot of volunteer work ourselves.
Oh sure.
And our doors are always open, and we encourage you to come in and check us out.
Sure. Well, a lot of people are interested in this. I mean, you know, because I talked to a lot of them, you know, and they know I got a lot to do with homes like that, you know, playing them and that. And they ask me questions about it, so I'll go to you. I mean, I can't answer them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't answer them. I can answer, but it might be wrong. And I don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you take that part.
Yep.
And each facility has a designated director.
Right.
So there's a person on site 5 days
Oh,
a
sure.
week that they could contact for a
Okay.
tour, for just a phone call for information, things
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Is there any other thing that you want to talk about before we go off?
I don't think so.
You don't
Thank
think
you
so?
for having us.
You
Thank
think
you.
you're all right? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all right.
Yep.